Wakey, wakey. Eggs and bakey. Hey, kid. Yeah, wake up. Come on, come on. Got a long night ahead of us. We got a lot of holes to dig. That's all right, though. Figured we'll get to it. Uh, discuss a few things with you. See, I take my job as your sire actually quite seriously. And the reason I do that is because I actually give a shit on how long you make it. Some will embrace out of thinking that they can use you to keep with the times. I just found something that never changes. That's just the way it is. But let's think about it for a minute. See, I dig holes. Comes with the name, Digger. Where'd you think I was getting that from? But, think about it. Graves always need to be dug. There's always somebody who wants something put in a hole and never found for the rest of the world to find. That's okay. That's okay by me. Stay. What I want to end up doing for you is giving you a bit of a leg up. Now, most sires will end up saying, no, play by the rules, know your traditions, play by. Good advice. Here's the problem, though. I have not met a neonate yet. I didn't end up eventually breaking one of those rules. Okay, that's an eventuality. Here's the reason. Most neonates don't like where they are. I mean, it's a shit position for you to be in, let's be honest. Nobody trusts you. You're young, rambunctious, probably wanting to end up proving to the world that you're going to be the next big thing. I don't blame you. A lot of it has to do with reputation. A lot of it has to do with climbing it. Now, you happen to be lucky enough to be embraced with the good blood of yours truly. That makes you Gangrel. But even if you weren't, this would still apply. Rule number one. It's not just who owes you, but who respects you. You make yourself useful enough, they're not going to toss you under the bus for when you do fuck up. And you are going to fuck up. Okay? I'm here to get you through that learning curve beforehand, and I'm hoping I can at least get you through the far and wide margins that happens when your errors comes back to haunt you. Now, say you do a job for an Ancilla or maybe an elder, maybe the prince. Good luck with that one. But say you got the job. They're saying, yeah, I'll be willing to do a favor for you. Keep that. Tuck it away as a nest egg. Because when you fuck up, there's a party or a nightclub you happen to decide to rage out on. Might be nice to have someone in court with your back. Second, don't rush into things unless it absolutely involves you. I know you want to be a friend to everybody. It's okay. You can end up sitting there and shooting the shit all day. Don't tell them anything important. Don't get them involved with shit that you don't want them involved in. Keep your secrets close and don't blab. You'd be amazed on how much people will tell you if you just don't make a habit of blabbing your mouth off. Now, if you really want to end up here learning how to play this long term, you do everything in small increments, small victories. Look, I get it. You tapped into that blood, and it gave you superpowers. You think you're some kind of comic book hero. Look at me. I've had this for almost 400 years, and I'm digging holes in the ground. That's okay by me. It's my own little niche. It's my own speciality. My piece de resistance. Anybody can dig a hole. It's the person who knows where people aren't going to be digging for the next 100 years. That's the tricky part. I knew one guy who ended up building a cemetery, and not even 70 years in, somebody paved right over it. Didn't even take out the bodies. I think somebody built a horror movie on that shit. True fact. Now, instead, play it slow. Enjoy your eternity. I know what's there to enjoy. Just take feeding, for example. I run into way too many people who just stop running with that monster inside you. Like, oh, look at me, I'm bad. I'm born again serial killer. Dumbass is what you should call them. Hang on to that humanity. Okay? You see a toreador who flipped his wig and suddenly started getting a little obsessive. Well, he might be taking a box cutter to somebody's face and eating their lips by the end of the night. Just out of irony. I've seen far worse. But you have got to hang on to that humanity. The way you do that is you play it slow. Okay? Yeah. You can put your soul up for a little bit of power and a little bit of favor. You might skyrocket. You might try and rush and try and build things up, build things up, build things up, build things up, but I can guarantee you eventually you're going to step on somebody's toes, you're going to fuck up, and eventually it's going to come back to haunt you. I know it doesn't make for a very exciting story. You want to end up talking stories, you go read a comic book. This shit's real. This shit means you take the time to end up doing everything you can to make it slow and steady. Now I'm going to have to release you from my charge eventually. You're going to have to take the training wheels off, and you're going to be building yourself up a grand future. A real grand future. But here's the thing. The more you get involved, the trickier it gets, the more likely it is to get you killed. You think the Primogen got there because they rushed in? You think that the sheriff is where he is because he jumped on opportunity after opportunity? No. They set themselves up for when the opportunity came. That's what you need to do. Slow measures. Take a look at what you're going to be doing. What did I do? Well, I knew people would eventually need to hide something. I needed to provide that service. Well, what's the first thing I need to do? Well, got my trusty shovel right here. That's a good start. How about finding out where I can put some holes in the ground that people aren't going to be looking for? Maybe figuring out how to bury something quick. Keep those holes hidden. Buy out a few acres of farm for this shit. Oh, well, now I need a farm. So how do I end up getting that? How do I protect it from werewolves? How do I keep it funded? How do I keep everything off the record? How do I keep it from flying pigs with cameras trying to end up finding out exactly what I'm doing on my own property at midnight? These are things you're going to need to think about. You're going to need to make it one step at a time. Baby steps, small things. So what's a small thing you can be doing right now? Stabilize. Find a few people who ain't going to be missed. Bring them in. Bring them close. Make them almost like family. don't get too close. Like they're going to be used against you if you do. But if you keep them at that healthy distance where you can feed on them regularly, develop a herd. God, I hate that term. Well, now you got at least blood to go with. Build up a haven. Make sure it's secure. Good locks, maybe a security system, something that brings to your phone, or something modern. I don't know. At this point, I'm pretty sure you can fly a cruise missile with a cell phone. If you can, take advantage of that. Once you got food, maybe a place to rest your head, get it any kind of income. Everybody thinks you gotta steal and break the law and all that shit. Fuck no. You can do a part-time job and just pretend to be human for a while. It'll do you some good. I know that I might be a bit of a son of a bitch, but that's okay. You know why it's okay? Because I take the time to make sure that I get to know people. Human beings. Know them for maybe 2-3 years before they get suspicious. Move on. Keep attached to it. They keep you grounded. They let you keep with the times. Those sons of bitches who are all too happy to murder and shove the body through a wood chipper, call it a night. No class, no pride in their work. They start to degenerate. You can watch it tax on them. Eventually, they start to slip. And all it takes is a particularly traumatic experience to have you losing your mind. You have all eternity to be stuck with your mind being broke due to the stresses of the horrors that you keep undergoing every night. Those will come soon enough. You don't need to rush into it. Fact. If you can find a way to just tread the line of being a nice guy, maybe a little bit helpful, don't stick your neck out, don't draw attention, just be there and watch things play out. Figure out what you can do to help. That isn't going to mess too much with your moral conundrums, because eventually you're going to have to do something against your moral center. Don't rush into it. And try and cultivate that little bit of attachment. The life we live right now is filled with blood, tears, death, and eventually the loss of your mental faculties. You don't need to end up running into that right away. No vampire that's ever ended up making it to Ancilla has ever done so by being brash, running into danger head first. Yeah, sometimes you gotta be a son of a bitch about it. Then again, sometimes you gotta stick your neck out because it's the thing you gotta do. You're gonna become your own kindred someday, child. What else can I end up letting you in on? Politics. My old man once told me never get involved in politics, and if don't trust somebody who wears a better suit than you do. Obviously, I'm not wearing a suit, so that should tell you something. But it's an inevitability that somebody eventually up the chain is going to say something, and it's going to come down the chain, and eventually somebody's going to ask you to do something. This is where you've been taking time to prepare. Vehicle, preferably a van, something you can move shit with. Always useful. A secondary escape vehicle like a hidden bicycle or maybe a sewer grate if you're good with the NOS. Nosferatu don't like you coming down their turf without an invite, but if you built those relations, I'm sure they'll understand if you just slink into the few sewer blocks just for a little while, go out someplace else and, at least lose some track, get some heat off you. Just as long as you don't go in too deep into their personal little neck of the woods. Yeah, I've been there. Not pleasant. Keep an eye on the harpies. Tell them some good news, even if it's useless. They might be feeling like your patience is being tried. On the other hand, yeah, a little bit of lip service, you'd be amazed on how much a harpy's willing to tell you. And you make it very clear that their opinion matters to you even when it doesn't. This will keep you in the know. You'll know what's coming. And you can prepare for what needs to happen. Let me tell you a little story that ended up happening not too long ago. See, there was something funky running around in the blood. New drug on the market. Didn't react well with the kindred condition. And everybody was starting to worry about feeding where to go. The people with herds were very quick to end up locking them down and making sure that they were safe, not exposed to this shit. Try and imagine the person who ended up saying, you know what, friend? I can introduce you, get you fed up, get you through these tough times. Because I've managed to cultivate my little herd. They're my group of friends who are willing to help out a brother in need. Do you have any idea on how much favor you can earn with that? Even if it's just minor things. Like, all I want you to do is keep me in the know. What's coming down the pipe? Maybe, where's a new center being built in the city, or some construction that's heading up. You get ahead of the curve by just investing in those small bits. You make yourself valuable ahead of time. Stay ahead of the game. But don't get too involved in the game. Unless you're gunning to fast track your way up to the top. Reality, though, most of the kindred who've been doing this for a while are pretty much getting all this shit down on lockdown. Most of them hold all the domain. Most of them hold big business interests, influences. They've been playing this a long time. You'll never catch up, so don't try. The person who catches up draws attention. The person who draws attention ends up dead. Now, you grab that spade, you start working over there, start working over here, and we'll get these two graves dug. Who are we digging them for? Well, guess it's always good to let you in on a family secret. We're digging them for the prince. Apparently, two neonates just fucked up. And we're being accommodating before shit happens.